he's one of the
Oh man, here we go. This one we got an exclusive. I called my guy Solo a few weeks ago. He called me back. He was like, this time I got my guy with me. I never interviewed Young Melee before. How you doing, man? Welcome to Say Cheese, brother.
I'm good. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Solo, I've interviewed you several times before, and Young Melee would always come up. As of late, he's been more, I should say, outgoing, because it seemed like years ago he was kind of to himself. He wasn't as outgoing and not on a social. Media like that. So let me start with Young Melee, man. I mean, we like I said, we haven't did an interview before. Give us the rundown on your upcoming in LA.
Basic same shit. Growing up in the streets, around the time where it was hectic out there, like major gang banging, dope all over the place. It'll never be a time like that again. So it was like coming up in the golden era. You know what I mean? Because it was a time where, like I said, it was money all over the place. Everybody in LA was gangbanging and having money. You know what I'm saying? And then I started focusing on rap. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I ended up meeting DJ Pooh. You know what I mean? And I go through there, doing my thing. And, we'll get into it later on. But that's what turned this into what it is.
So how close were you and Solo at a young age? Did y'all talk often, or was it like distant?
Nah. You two? It was often. It wasn't every day. Like, I don't know if you know, this dude a cold businessman. You know what I mean? So when you see him, you got to get at him briefly. You know what I mean? Like, if you can, it's been a few different interviews out there with people speaking on Solo, and he didn't just pop up out of nowhere. This game didn't make him famous. He was famous before the game came out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So before the rap career, Melee, you were gangbanging.
Everybody do. It's like playing sports. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's part of the life out here. Don't get me wrong. It's a few that don't get involved, but for the most part, you know what I mean. Everybody get involved.
What? And we don't got to get too specific, but what were some of those things? Because we're speaking on, you were the main character of San Andreas, like, so that game was basically your life, right?
Basically, I can't say that they did that game about my life, because everybody in Los Angeles lived that life. You know what I mean? They could have went and got my sister, and it would have been the same thing, because everybody out here is on, basically on the same page when it comes to that street shit. So it was a situation where I think I fit it because it was authentic. You know what I mean? I didn't have to learn the slang. I didn't have to get coached how to talk like an LA nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not a voice actor. I just end up getting a voice acting job.
Do you feel like you becoming a rapper saved your life? A rapper saved your life?
No, because you can still be rapping and get knocked down.
That's true, but rapping, it seems like it got you into other things in life, though.
Yeah. Well, everything's a stepping stone. I'm gonna tell you, sometimes this rap thing can get you out of some stuff. Because there's some dudes where, they supposed to be enemies. You know what I mean? But then they see, like, oh, hey, man, like, what's up, blood? Can I get a picture? Oh yeah, cool. You feel me? It can get you out of certain situations when when people notice you, you know, for rapping or doing other things out here, can't get you a pass in some places.
So you're rapping. I mean, at this time you have a buzz, you have a street buzz, but now you're growing a rap buzz. When do you get the call about San Andreas?
Actually, I had like, I wouldn't even call it underground. I had like a CD I was giving away when I first came out, like giving the shit out, putting it out on the streets. I didn't even drop my first CD until after San Andreas. Now I've been working, I've been putting songs out there. You know what I mean? Solo was in the studio when I came with the San Andreas theme song. You know what I mean? I went in there, like, I've been trying to get help to put this shit together, right? So when you the artist, that don't mean you know how to do the managing and the producing and all this different shit. So that project was my baby, man. You know what I mean? And I put that shit out myself, and I was so proud of that motherfucker, man. And sold 5,000 CDs off MySpace. You feel me?
Okay.
At $10 a piece.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Hey,
YG just made the biggest mistake of his life yesterday. This is top 3 dumbest thing a rapper has ever done. It doesn't get much dumber than this. This man dropped a record 5 years later talking about the murder of Draco the Ruler and whether or not he had any involvement in it. And I'm here to tell you he said entirely too much. He got to drop snitching. Yeah, and I know a lot of people involved with YG, a lot of his rappers, homies involved in that beef, is listening to this song like, hold on, cause did you just say what I thought you said? No, hold on, cause that ain't cool. Nah, that ain't boo. YG, what you did last night ain't boo. Now, YG would describe certain details that is not consistent with the facts, and you ask yourself, why are you lying? Like, if you did, why are you lying?
Well, in developing news this morning, rapper Draco the Ruler was stabbed to death after a backstage fight at an LA music festival Saturday. Police say the 28-year-old was fatally injured with an edged weapon and died after being taken to a local hospital. Draco was among dozens of artists scheduled to perform at the Once Upon a Time in LA festival. After the incident, Live Nation and Snoop Dogg, who helped organize the event, decided to end the concert early. Officers from the LAPD and California Highway Patrol, some equipped with riot gear, kept a watchful eye on audience members as they evacuated the area. They were determined not to see a repeat of the recent Astroworld tragedy where fans were crushed in a panic.
This is still an ongoing investigation. This is by no means a cold case. This is not an unsolved mystery. I told y'all who murdered Draco. Frankenstone. His homies confirmed to me that Frankenstone is the one who murdered Draco. Everybody in LA knows that Frankenstone is the one who murdered Draco. Draco homies have said Frankenstone is who murdered Draco. So this is no surprise. The only reason why this case is still currently unsolved is because various blood sets gathered up like a pack of hyenas at the Once Upon a Time festival, and they attacked Draco in groups. The private investigator looked at the footage and he counted over 100 people attacking Draco that night. Over 100. That's how consensus was. But there's already a prime suspect. They already know who did it. I think the only reason why he has not been arrested is because this conspiracy is being built. That's my opinion, though. Now, YG thinks that this song will get the police off his tail. In YG's mind, he thinks that because he dropped this record you're about to hear, the police will say, well, YG said he had nothing to do with it, let's leave him alone. That's not how that works, YG.
Breaking news, rapper YG is being accused of murder. Apparently this took place right here in his hometown. Police officers said they are looking for more information. Him or his team have yet to make a statement.
They say I murdered this, they say I murdered that. Well, if that was true, you'd be a rat. And I'd be in the cell sleeping on the rag. But too bad that ain't a fact. All that talking on the app. The streets done, yes, a rat. They want to send me for the city whack. Same ones brought the city back.
The idiotic, baffling arrogance of him thinking he's completely off scotch-free because an arrest has not been made. Sir, you are not off scotch-free. There's a very realistic possibility that YG could be sitting in jail and arrested for this murder.
I got paid $600 for that show, so why would I tell it? Though. And it's a fact you should know. Slim just died. I'm not worried about bro.
When he says Slim, he's referring to Slim 400. So he's implying Slim 400 death had him occupied. That Draco wasn't even his main focus. He wasn't even worried about Draco because he was trying to get revenge for Slim 400. But the only problem with that is Slim 400 didn't die over a gang war. This was not a war that YG had to step in and man the front for. No, this was an incident where Slim 400 got killed by his girlfriend, baby daddy. This was not a situation where a gang member or an active gang killed Slim 400 and there was get back. No, this was like a domestic situation and the dude was arrested for it. So no, that was not a situation that occupied YG attention at all. This was not an ongoing war that YG had to focus on or put money into. No, Draco was still the main focus.
I can't even get the dope. Was finna hit the stage. Then I heard how y'all heard somebody got hit with a blade.
Get me in the corner, I got AI, bro. Stop doing dumb shit.
First off, really, sir? Really? You found out at the same time the world found out that Draco got stabbed when all your homies were involved in the melee? Really, sir? Secondly, that's a lie. That line, that bar, right when I walked through the door about to hit the stage, that's when I found out Draco got stabbed? That's a lie. And you place yourself somewhere you shouldn't have placed yourself. YG was set to perform at 9:35 p.m. That's when he was set to hit the stage. And the reason why that's important is because YG stated he just walked through the door and he was about to hit the stage when they told him, yo, Draco got stabbed. Draco was scheduled to perform at 8:30. He was supposed to be on stage by 8:30, but things were running behind. So Draco didn't actually get there until 8:30 p.m.
Too much, but other than security, they were supposed to do their job, you know what I'm saying? We just got paid to come and we didn't give who was gonna be there, none of that. We just got paid to come.
Right.
Draco got his money, he was gonna do his show if he was his tour. So you know what I'm saying? He was gonna go.
But before that, like a lot of people say the energy was weird already. Like did y'all
we
sense?
wasn't there, we was never there.
Oh.
We got there at 8:30, it was cracking at 8:32. Like type.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the type of yeah.
Draco walked in at 8:30. Things took off at 8:32. This incident, according to everybody involved, lasted no more than 5 minutes. So by 8:37, 8:38, the incident was over. Draco was already stabbed to death and fighting for his life. By 9 p.m., police had damn near escorted everybody out. It was completely shut down. All the performances had been canceled. By 8:45 to 9 p.m., they was getting everybody out the building. The event had been completely shut down. Nobody could get in. Let me slow this down further. YG was set to perform at 9:30, 9:35. If YG was walking through the door and about to hit the stage, he would have hit the stage at 9:35 p.m. Impossible. YG and everybody at that event knew the event was canceled, performances was canceled, and everybody had to go before 9 p.m. It got canceled abruptly when the Draco incident happened. Between 8:30 to about 8:38, 8:40, the event was canceled, done. Nobody was being let in. So if YG was able to walk through the door, that's the same artist entrance that Draco and his homies walked through. Now they said, Draco and his homies, they said they walked through security that directed them over to this artist entrance, and when they was driving through, they seen YG's entourage with 400 merch on. They walked through the building, through security, and they seen YG's homies in the waiting area for the artist entrance with the merch on. Nobody said nothing to nobody, and they walked through the door. And right when they walked through the door, that's when the incident took place. So if YG was in the building, as he claims, he would have been in the building before Draco got there or when Draco got there. But he would have been in the building when this incident took place, not after the incident. YG just put himself at the crime scene, which is stupid because he never performed. He never hit the stage. He could have very easily said, hey, bro, we got word what was going on and we turned around and we left. Too late now, bro. You already put yourself at the crime scene. And not only put yourself at the crime, you put yourself at the crime scene at the same time everything is going on. Dummy. Why would you admit to that? Why? Y'all get to talking thinking y'all can outsmart them. I did basic research to uncover that. Just basic research. Impossible. You was not walking through the artist entrance at 9:30, 9:35. They was already shut down. So you just admitted and confessed you was there. Either before Draco got there plotting or you was there during the Draco incident. Now, somehow YG want us to believe his personal security, who's been with him for, I don't know, a decade plus. He was present. He is on camera during the melee. His homies is on camera during the melee. But somehow his personal security bodyguard was there during the altercation, but YG want us to believe that he was nowhere near. Man, cut it out, bro. Now, YG would even continue, and he would address Sting team members, like claiming that his security gave people knives, and he's the one who orchestrated this. He would say they snitching, and he would tell them, come and run my fade instead of snitching on me. Well, how can they snitch if it's not true? Wouldn't that just be a lie then?
I heard man YG fade. Stop lying. Come on, YG fade.
That's my bad.
I'm at war.
That's my bad.
What the fuck? I'm at war.
Hey, but still hit me in the corner. It's AI, bro.
I'm at
Good shit, though.
Up the score, up the score.
Crying on a record about being falsely accused of being involved in a murder, while also chanting, I'm at war, up the score, up the score. You rap ninjas can't be this dumb. You know, I refuse to believe y'all are this stupid. At this point, I think y'all are trolling, because you can't be this stupid. You just cannot be this. It's physically impossible to be this idiotic.
Yeah, I'm trying to up the
Corner,
score.
look at me. Corner.
I'm at war, I'm at war. I don't even know how I end up in the beef. When I started, it didn't involve me. Not me from West Side, bunching trees. Known to be with the ain't never caught no pleas. I really think it was all for attention. I ain't never say no name, but I was all in the mentions. Riding through the bitty, gripping all on the Smithy. Cause beefing upon the stardom, young and shit. Moved to Inglewood, I was 19, young, was the Inglewoods. Cause duh, I'm a blood. But I just say I went Inglewood because he had beef with them. Y'all sound dumb. He had beef with a whole nother rapper, but that's a story for another day, a whole nother chapter.
Oh, that's draw snitching. Oh, that ain't boo. That ain't boo at all, YG, at all. That is some draw snitching if I ever seen one. The walls is closing in, so now they telling on each other. And I hope you guys caught on, because what YG did is very strategic. YG says, yo, look at the time. I came in after the fact. I was set to perform at this time. I came in after the fact. Why y'all blaming me? He was already beefing with Inglewood and these other bloods. I ain't never had no beef with Draco. And then he transitions to saying, yo, he had beef with another rapper, but that's another story for another chapter. So after saying, hey, he was already beefing with these bloods, me and him never had no direct issue. He was beefing with another rapper, but that's another story for another chapter. And YG brings up the time he got there and then tells us, yo, he was beefing with this other rapper, but that's another story for another chapter. That's draw snitching. He's implying, yo, there was this other rapper that was there. Y'all should focus on, not me. I got there at this time. I wasn't even his main op. He had other people he really hated. He had his other enemies there. Well, when you look at the lineup, you see, well, Draco's one of his biggest ops. RJ Mr. LA was performing at 450 on the same lineup as Draco, set to hit the same stage that Draco was set to hit. So YG is throwing RJ Mr. LA under the bus.
Whilst RJ was on tour with YG, Draco was waiting for him back in LA.
If you see me in LA, you're gonna see me in LA. Mr. LA.
and I'ma have some bands on me.
RJ would drop the song Warning, a Draco the Ruler diss, which RJ essentially used to infer that he was better than Draco in every way, with RJ going on to rap lyrics, dissing his ops, saying that they're not threatening, and suggesting that his fame made people in the city hate him. Draco would go on to drop his new song Mr. Everything, another obvious reference to RJ calling himself Mr. LA after Draco had been calling himself Mr. Get Dough. Draco's new song Mr. Everything was an outright effort to let everybody know that he was bigger than Mr. LA. In the song, Draco says that he'll get RJ whacked by his own people for trying to be him, and Draco also says that he has 20,000 on him, leading many people to believe that he actually had a hit out on RJ. If Draco's lyrics were to be taken seriously, he was putting money on RJ's head and actively plotting to kill him. However, Draco and his team would insist that this was all just a music rivalry and that they had no intentions to harm RJ.
RJ is from Athens Park blood. The man who allegedly stabbed and killed Draco the Ruler Frankenstone, he's from BPS, Baldwin Village. Now, the Baldwin Village and the Athens Park, according to Street TV, became allies in 1980. So there's a long history between the two. So YG is saying, hold on, bruh. Like, y'all looking at me when his biggest op was on the lineup before I got there. That's drop snitching, YG, and that ain't cool. Now, again, there is no proof that RJ had anything to do with this. Okay, there's no proof that RJ had anything to do with this. But YG is pointing in the direction of other people. Hey, yo, RJ was there before I got there. How can y'all say it's on me? He was beefing with another rapper. But that's another story for another chapter. That's drop snitching, and that ain't boo. And you know that ain't boo. And RJ, if you see this, don't get mad at me, bro. You know what YG did ain't boo, bro. Right? Right, y'all gonna be politicking, y'all gonna be, you feeling like politicking and mincing words because he's YG. But you know what YG did on this record ain't boo. You know pointing fingers at other people ain't boo.
Funny characteristics, let him be an actor. Why would I be beefing with dude? I was the factor. I'm at war, I'm at war. I'm at war. I'm at war, I'm at war. I'm at war.
I don't know what's worse, bro. Munchie B coming on Clubhouse and claiming that he passed the bottle to Draco Killer every day, making his phones hot, his lines hot, or YG coming on a song, drop snitching on his homies, and then like damn near like putting himself at the crime scene. Yo, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, okay? This is all bad, bro. This ain't boo. All right, let me know what y'all think, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video right here somewhere on my screen, somewhere here or here. Actor Omar Gooding Jr. just did an interview where he broke down why he hates DJ Vlad, and he accused DJ Vlad of some pretty disturbing things.
But I think my problem with Vlad was that me not knowing him, and this is what's crazy about it. They said, the Vays, where my people said, Vlad wants to do an interview on Vlad TV. I'm like, what does that mean? I don't even know. This is the first interview, podcast interview that I did that kind of launched, you know, I didn't get paid for that. They just said, you should do it. He's really big and you should do it. And I was like, no. And then someone else told me, yo, I heard you turn down the Vlad thing. Like, what's wrong with you? Vlad is crazy. He's good. He's this and that. I was like, really? All right. And I sat down with them and we had a open conversation. He didn't ask me nothing inappropriate. I spoke from the heart. That was that. People saw that, and then my value as a interviewee went up. And then they started offering me money and then saying how much to be on. I was like, oh, you get paid for that? I thought it was free. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Come on. So, you know, real life street stars, I sat out with them, and that was crazy, but it was great, though. And then, you know, obviously, you know, on, and then it led to, I think, the best platform, other than yours, was Art of Dialogue, because I think the algorithm is the best for some reason. Everybody's been calling me nonstop since I did this thing last weekend. But anyway, so my issue with Vlad was after we finished that first interview, he had an idea.
The first interview went great. I mean, they did great numbers. So Vlad TV invited him back for a second interview under conditions, though. Now, the conditions is crazy. Now, without context, the condition makes Vlad look like an absolute weirdo. But once you put it into context, I think the context changes everything, and it makes Vlad look a little bit more reasonable than Omar Gooding is trying to paint him. However, with context or without context, Omar was still pissed. Once Vlad asked him for this request, it was all gloves off. He hated Vlad. He never wanted to work with Vlad again. And he did interviews bashing Vlad.
Now, here's the thing. This is kind of how beefs start and like misunderstandings. He didn't find anything wrong with what he was asking of me because he asked someone else and they agreed. What he asked me to do was to come back on for a part 2, but he wanted me to be in character as Sweet Pea from Baby Boy for the whole interview. I laughed because I thought, first of all, that's hilarious. Because, like, why would I do that? Like, it would belittle the role, it would belittle John, it would belittle the work, it would make me look clownish and buffoonish. And I don't do that. If you follow my career, why would I do that? This is good. Well, that's stupid of you to ask. But I took it as a joke and ignored it. And then he came back again and asked again, and then got at my people and I said, yo, he's trying to get you back on. You know this? And I said, yeah, he wants me to be in character, but like no one's doing that. And he said, yeah, this other guy did. And he showed me the other guy doing it, and I was like, oh, good for him. I'm not a peer pressure guy. I'm not a they're doing it, let's do it guy. I never have been. So I'm like, okay, again, respectively, no.
I wanted him to dress up like this. Now, this is not an egregious, overly the top clownish character, but he played this role at 19 years old on Baby Boy. He was like 40 plus at the time. He don't want to dress up as himself as a 19-year-old. Omar would deny that race had anything to do with it, but I do think race is a factor here. This white guy you just met is asking you to dress up in character, come and sit down for an interview. He felt insulted. Now, out of context, this looks terrible on Vlad's behalf, because why is Vlad playing with this grown man like this? But when you put it into context, I think Omar, even though he has his right to be upset or feel played, but once you add the missing details that Omar omitted and you put this into context, it doesn't look as bad as I think Omar's trying to portray it.
Interesting is I had Omar Gooding on my show a long time ago, right? Some years back, maybe 3-4 years ago. And Halloween was coming up. So I kind of was brainstorming about some of the various guests I had on my show to kind of do like a little Halloween thing where they bring back some of their iconic characters. So I reached out to Faison Love. I said, what do you think about doing an interview as Big Worm? And he was like, oh, that's a good idea. So, he got the hair rollers and whatever, and we kind of did this whole interview with him, in character. Mm-hmm. So I hit up Omar to do his character from Baby Boy, and I didn't hear back from him. Which is fine. So he does an interview sometime later and was like, yeah, Vlad hit me up to do this interview as me from the character Baby Boy. I just blocked him. You blocked me? I'm like, you that sensitive over me asking you to act when you're an actor? I don't get it.
Hit him up again, see what happens.
I don't know. You see the whole thing with Cameron?
Some of y'all might see this differently. I don't know. But if somebody asks you to dress up on Halloween, even if you want to say no because you don't want to dress up because you want to be taken seriously, understandable. But I don't think you could see that as, hey, they playing with me. Hey, bro, they're trying to play with my manhood and my character. Hey, man, this white man asking me to dress up like I'm a clown. I think because it was for Halloween, it was a Halloween episode, and he wanted you to dress up like Baby, I don't see that as Vlad just outright trying to play with this man. I don't see that as Vlad, trying to make a mockery out of him, trying to make a fool out of him. I don't think Vlad was trying to exploit him. I think it was a Halloween interview. Vlad thought this would have been a good idea to dress up. People dress up during Halloween. This is your most famous character. I want you to play the most famous character during the interview. Let's do something viral. I feel like that was the perspective. Omar, I think because he grew up how he grew up, he's from where he's from, his brother, his father, real conscious men, militant black brothers, he just seen that away. And he would also say that when Vlad was even breaking this down to Aries Spears, he felt like Vlad was trying to get Aries Spears to talk bad about him. And this was also a reason why he personally don't like Vlad and can't really see an avenue of him coming back on Vlad TV.
With you? No. With Cameron and Omar?
No.
I guess they had some sort of beef back in the day, so Cameron booked him to do an acting job that didn't actually exist. I guess filmed the whole thing.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Shout out to Omar Gooding, man. I ain't got nothing against you. I don't know why you felt it was necessary to go and diss me on a podcast when, you know, I had you on my show and was very polite and gave you a platform and reached out to you to be an actor and do something that your fellow actor actually did and actually had a great response for. But you're welcome to come on the show and you could confront me with your feelings and so forth. But I actually have no idea why you went left.
He did do an interview saying F DJ Vlad before this interview you just heard from Vlad. So even if Vlad is bringing up things with him and Cameron, that's because he said F DJ Vlad first. I don't necessarily see where the F DJ Vlad came from my perspective. Now listen, man, a lot of you might say, hey, Flacco, you're too charitable, right? You're too good faith. That man was playing with Omar. I don't know. Halloween, people dress up on Halloween. Now, it'll be different if he was asking Omar, hey, bro, can you dress up in a tutu and show up with a princess tiara and I'll pay you $600. Now, that's a little different, right? Now, Omar would also express that he has a problem with going back on Vlad TV because he feels like Vlad TV doesn't pay well, or, you know, he wanted a raise and Vlad TV wouldn't give him a raise. Now, again, I look at the Omar and interviews, like he does decent numbers. I wouldn't say, like, he doesn't do more numbers than Aries Spears. He doesn't do more numbers than, let's say, Whack 100. He don't do more numbers than, I don't know, all the recurring guests on Blast. So I don't know how much money he was asking for specifically.
But it kept coming up to the point where it started to piss me off now. Now I'm like, someone asked me again, what about Vlad? I was like, that idiot. Because that was a dumb thing to think I would do just because you know someone else did it. And now you're putting me in the box of this other guy, which is the main reason why I wouldn't do that. Because I'm not like everybody else, and that's that. And I must have said that on someone's platform, I guess, because to me, this is the first time we talked about this. I've been interviewed saying this, but I guess someone said something about Vlad, and I said, all right, this is what, because when he brought it up with Aries, he was really intent. Oh, I said, hey, what do you think about that? Da, 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 da. And I was like, did he really? No, I don't remember saying that out loud, but now that you put it out there, motherfucker, then so be it. But I thought it was extremely petty of him trying to, incite beef and bring up and trying to rile up Aries Spears to be mad at Omar Gooding over something that I did to Vlad, whoever the is, you know.
But you gotta think about it, man. I'm talking about like the people, like especially all the islands in the South Pacific, Samoans, especially in LA and the States, we're like only 1% of the world, gang. You know what I'm saying? Like we very small in people, but so when we make noise, especially, man, this is the land, gang. You know what I mean? And when we outside and we doing our, man, you just gotta imagine all these islands, not just Samoa, it's Samoa, Tonga, you know, all the Polynesian islands, they looking at us like, damn, look at these motherfuckers in the States. Some of them look down on us for the gang banging, but that's LA culture. You know what I mean? Like, people are so intertwined, like, damn, why are they the way that they are? But we was raised in the same environment as everybody else.
It's just super intriguing, but I feel like, I mean, like I said, y'all gaming, and I feel like that's just a part of I feel like it's still a part of y'all culture though, because it's just like the camaraderie, what we doing, like, you feel me? We warriors that stick together. This what it is.
For sure, because that's part of our you know, our culture.
That's a part of y'all culture. It's like, oh, this is what y'all doing over here. Oh, okay, well we from there, but this is our little twist on it too, and we. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what we own too. Don't worry about nothing. That's just how I feel about it.
Right.
Like as far as like the traditions and like that, as far as like the dances, you know, what y'all do for celebrations, and like, you know, like how do you incorporate that too into the street, the game banging? Like you still do that?
I mean, if you look at it, like the LA gangbangers ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Like the Samoan gangbangers, but it's part of our culture. Like we're around it. When we go around it, you know, when we have the Samoan family, we do the Samoan. Right. When whatever that supposed to step inside of our house, we leave that street outside. But once we step up in them streets, it's on. You know what I mean? When we come around the elders, we pay our respects, and that's what it is. It's just embedded in us. You know what I'm saying? We are built on respect. You know what I mean? We respect everybody, any other culture, anybody's upbringings, but we come from that so much respect that we gonna get that right back. Just don't disrespect us. You know, that's it.
Damn, who do we have in here that was singing again?
Young LB.
Young LB. So young.
Hey, shout out to Young LB, man. Yeah.
Young LB. They was trying to explain the feud between Samoans and Tongans, but
way back in the day, though.
But they couldn't really explain it either. They just said it's some they was doing a long time ago, and we just gotta abide by it. You know what I mean? But what's your take on it?
So that's y'all perception. That's what damn near we embedded into everybody's mind.
That y'all hate each other.
That we hate each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? It goes back to a bunch of motherfucking years ago. You know what I mean? And I'm not even gonna start explaining up on this shit because I don't want to start getting bashed on for talking about you don't know what
you're talking about.
It goes back to some island. Our asses moved to the States, they asses moved to the States, and we bring that motherfucking mindset with us to the States.
Right.
But the thing that enhanced that was the gang life. So then you motherfuckers already got the then we start banging, and when it started banging,
like we supposed to be with y'all.
Now it just made whatever that little friction was this much bigger. You know what I mean? And it's been a lot of feud over the years. But I see a lot of people out there that starting to open their eyes about what the deeper picture is. You know what I mean? And it ain't what it is. You know what I mean? Damn near that, just like how I told you before, everybody from outside of the States, even Samoans and Tongans that live outside of LA, they look at LA and they watch what we doing on both sides. You know what I mean?
As like a point to like what we supposed to be doing. The LA on it, or we gotta get it popping.
We basically riding the narrative for them, because then we whatever that they see out here, that's what's going out. And that's what they was programming in their heads. You know what I mean?
Already written.
Exactly, bro. So I would say now, man, that there's still friction between Wooty Woot, and I would probably say that's hood.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Nowadays, I'm gonna say straight up that nowadays it's hood. But as far as that real cultural divide, nah, man. Shout out to the Tongans, man. Shout out to Young LB. Shout out to them doing their thing. So I ain't never gonna try to bring no bullshit or no other hate towards that. No more than what it's supposed to be. Cause everybody know what's happening, man.
Yeah, he has real positive, things to say. You feel me? And
I ran into LB a few times, bro. I ran into LB a few times, man. He really down to earth, man. Like when I first met him, he was cool, man. And I give it up to him.
I grew up out here, and it's a lot of and it's a lot of polys out here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like for me, I seen like the opposite. Like I knew about the beef, but it seemed like y'all always been in my eyes like y'all mix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you look at if they look at one another, nobody gonna tell the difference.
Like my first,
you know what I'm saying?
I can't. You know what I'm saying?
My first love was both. She was mixed.
Hey, the homie's taking all our girls, man. Everybody mixed now. It's Samoan and black now, but hey, we all rock together, gang. Straight up.
She's Samoan and Tongan.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
And there's so many of that. There's so many Samoan and Tongan families all around, man. It's crazy,
the
man.
girls coming over there. Damn, you got sisters?
Huh?
You got sisters?
Yeah, while I was handing. Yeah, while I was handing.
You experienced some of the homies trying to your sisters, homie?
Hey, man. That's life, man. Oh, damn.
No, the homie said ain't none of his homies came his sister, dog. Or he take that as disrespect, homie. He said that none of my homies can my sister or we gotta get down, homie.
Damn.
Point period blank. He not letting it go. We gotta get down every time I see you, bro, because that's disrespect.
If you don't know him, then it's good.
If you don't know, you can my cousins. He said you can my cousins or you can, you know what I'm saying, whoever else, bro. But you can't my sister,
like, you
bro.
know, in our community,
As a
it's
homie.
like open doors. You feel me? Like, it ain't, you really don't.
Nah. I mean, be like that, bro. Like, but you gonna get like you just saying like it ain't like that, but it's gonna be like if you put like say for instance, if it ain't me, it's somebody else. That brother gonna be on you to make sure you ain't bullshit. You know what I mean?
Right. And then what if something happened and you know what I'm saying?
Then they tripping.
And then, you know what I'm saying? He gotta get at you. He get at your sister too.
Bro, they tripping. They tripping, bro. You know what I'm saying? They gotta make sure you coming respectful, you know what I'm saying? And see, most of the time the girls, they probably not even gonna let their brother know they choose, and if they find out, then when the brother get on your ass, man, everything better check out, or yeah, you gonna have a couple squabbles, gang.
Damn, that's crazy, bro. You gotta squabble with my brothers today.
Listen, I know them, so I already know.
I mean, for the most part, I'm not saying it like that, but I'm just like, man, do something the brother don't like, you start slapping up the sister, you start doing this and that, then it's gonna be problems, bro.
You know, it'll go both ways.
It's gonna be problems. I'm not gonna sit here and say like, oh, they just tripping. They gonna sock you out just for shit. Nah, we really protectors, bro. You know what I mean? So we.
Do I say Carson or Barson?
Here we go. Back with another episode of the War Report. Sitting with my brother, Sergeant Nicholas Irvin. He's back in the hot seat, so can't wait to get his take on everything going on in Iran right now. Nick, what up, brother?
What's going on? It's all good. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you as always. Yo, Nick, there's a lot going on, a lot of developments. I can't wait to get into this conversation.
Same.
Looks like we might have a ceasefire on our hand.
I mean, if you, as of this morning when I checked, they were bombing, they had sent drones into the Strait of Hormuz, Iran. They've been, ever since this whole thing has been started, Iran has been sending drones into the Strait. And they're still vowing to, like, retaliate against Israel for the bombing in Lebanon.
Now, like, someone asked me again, what about Vlad? I'm like, hey, because that was a dumb thing to think I would do just because you
This is taking a turn.
And now you're
My bad.
Because I'm thinking we about to have a little celebratory conversation to some extent.
We can.
But and the only reason I'm saying that is we have, we'll call it a ceasefire, but there's a deal in place, which is essentially it prolongs the ceasefire. It's not a deal per se, but it is a memorandum of understanding.
Yeah.
So it is, by your standards, and from what you have been reading, seeing, and what you know about war, are we heading in the right place? Is this deal real, or is this just a prolonged approach to the ceasefire because they couldn't get all their points together and both sides needed to save face?
That last part. that last part. I'm thinking, like, if this does go through, then it goes back to what we talked about, I think, a couple weeks ago, of like, you know what, we might just gotta take the L on this one. And if the reports are true, we haven't seen the 14-point plan yet. You know, we haven't seen it. I've heard things that are within it, but then as we're getting on, I'm looking stuff up, and allegedly Trump said we're not going to put a cent into this, like, alleged $300 billion deal with Iran, you know, to get them on their feet. But I think that if this does go through, that's a win in my part. In my eyes, that's a win. It might be an L on like the global stage because we didn't accomplish anything. What regime change? You know, what was IRGC, they're still there. They're still doing what they want to do. I don't think that we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish, but I do think that we should have not been there in the first place. So to get out is a good thing. And however you can get out, nigga, that's a win to me. That's a win. I think it does prolong things though, but we're banking on within that deal. I mean, you got to bank on Israel not hitting Lebanon and us pulling all our troops out the region. I don't see Israel stopping firing their weapons at Lebanon. I don't see that.
There's a lot to unpack here, and I want to take it slow.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned a lot of things. One of which was regime change. So let's start there. According to the reports and the 14-point plan, the official 14-point plan, we don't have it yet.
It's such a great deal, we can't even see it.
I mean, maybe by the time that this thing airs, the official plan will be out. At this moment, all of what we're discussing is speculative.
Yeah.
But Trump just did a press conference from the G7 conference in France, and he addressed the regime. And through this entire war, to my knowledge, it's always been about regime change.
Yeah.
That was high up on the list.
Yeah.
He literally just praised the Iran leadership. Literally, I'd say no less than a half hour ago in his press conference, in helping to get this deal done. So, with that being said, I don't think when the official 14-point plan becomes public, the changing of the regime will be anywhere in it.
No. Same. Exact thing. And that's why I think, like I said, we gotta take this L. The American people don't want this war. People everybody who goes to put gas in a car, they don't want the war. Nobody wants it. I think right now what it is and why it's being so slow to being released, I think that there's a lot of things in that plan that may not benefit America. And you gotta remember, like what Trump ran on, it was make America great, right? I hope nothing in there is make Iran great again, or whatever. Just making Iran great. I hope it's not that. But it's looking like it's been stalled for so long. I mean, if it's a good plan, it's a good plan. If not, but it gets us out of the war, whatever. But if we have to benefit, if Iran comes away with like most of the stuff that they want, or even a little bit, we're talking about a terrorist regime. And who are the officials? We know the IRGC basically runs Iran. They do what they want. There's no agreement with them. There's no agreement with Israel. Israel already said that Benjamin Netanyahu, he already said, this has nothing to do with me. He's going to continue to do his whole Greater Israel plan. And that's what it's about. But if it gets us out, then yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm not going to say it was if this is what you classify as like the art of the deal, I would never follow that game plan.
Okay, so in simple terms, in your opinion, is this a deal of desperation? Is this just something that we had to get done for various reasons? We are looking at, if this thing goes on much longer, there will be a global financial collapse. It's not just the U.S. Iran, their economy is well underwater, but it affects everybody. So, was everybody just so desperate to get it done? They found a way. Hey, you know what? We got this 14-point plan. And we'll go through what we know or what's being said that's in there. But you know what? We got something done, and to your point, we got out of there, so it's a win. You call it desperate, but it is a win for the United States.
Yeah, it's a win within the United States, but an L on the global stage. I mean, this whole thing was supposed to only last a couple weeks.
Just that simple.
Yeah, it was supposed to last a couple weeks. We were supposed to go in there, drop some weapons off to, I think, the Kurds, and start like a quote-unquote like revolution, an uprising. None of this stuff happened. The initial things we went in there for, none of it happened. And if one of the bullet points in there is like Iran can never have a nuclear weapon, I mean, we've been allegedly dealing with this situation for how long now? I mean, and then to negotiate with a terrorist organization, our nation for that matter, if you want to call it that, we label it that, I don't. The United States does, our government, our politicians do, they deem it as such. I don't think that, I've never been one to believe a dude who's just like nothing about violence. We should not do the same thing with Iran. I get it, but we'll be back here in like 5 or 10 years. We'll say the same thing. Iran's seeking nuclear weapons. They broke the deal. They've broken many of deals. I mean, you can go back to like even as soon as the Obama administration, when they gave them like 1.7 billion or whatever it was on pallets in cash money. Look where we're at today. The same thing. I don't think we can ever trust a terrorist organization, but I also believe that we should have never been like a part of it. If Israel and Iran want to fight, let them duke it out. Let them throw blows. Let them do what they have to do. I don't think it has nothing to do with us. I personally don't. If making America great again was like that's what you ran on, and I'm not saying I would if I ever were like an elected politician or something like that, I wouldn't run on that campaign, but just know like that's my best interest. That should always be the president's best interest. It shouldn't be making some other nation greater again. I just want to focus on us. That's it. And by us getting out of it, if that's what the deal includes, no matter how bad it is, I hope we don't have to give them no money. But we got out though. We got out. We're saving people's lives. We're saving young American boys and girls' lives in a cause we should have never even been like a part of it either way.
You know, you're right. This thing that the president ran on, Make America Great Again. But in fairness to him and the administration, is he within his right, within the best interest of Americans, to say, look, if we are looking at the world playing field, the greatest danger to the world is Iran. And Iran getting access to nuclear warheads. Him going in and saying, look, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure the U.S. is safe, but the world is safe, because we just can't trust this particular people with that type of weapon of mass destruction.
I get.
Does he get any? Go ahead.
No, I get where you're going. I mean, I definitely get it, but I mean, you look at North Korea, look at China. There's a lot of other countries with nuclear weapons. Only one country has used them. Everybody, we were quick to use it. I mean, we dropped 2 of them. Atomic bombs. We didn't have no issue with killing hundreds of thousands, millions in the long run of innocent people. We're the only ones that have ever used them. So I go back to the whole thing of like, you know, who are we? It's like throwing stones in a glass house at this point. Like, How are we to say you can't have them? We're more morally right to kill innocent people than you are. We can do that. We can kill them by the hundreds of thousands, by the millions. But nah, I don't like it when you do it. It's the fact we don't go after these other countries that don't like us and do chant the same thing Iran has been chanting, death to America. We don't fuck with North Korea. We don't want to go fight a war with them. We don't want to go fight a war with China. All these other nuclear superpowers, Pakistan, we don't want to mess with these people. We letting Pakistan be like the middleman at some point, allegedly, with these negotiations. Pakistan's the same people that was supposedly harboring Osama bin Laden, the #1 terrorist in the world. It's the same country. We don't mess with them because they do have nuclear weapons. We don't want anybody else to because that limits the access we have to mess with people in the Middle East. We don't want to mess with nobody with nuclear weapons. We want to be the ones to have them, and if you already have had them, we don't do nothing. It's just a bunch of tough talk. But on a moral stage, morally, who are we to say? America should have no, and I love my country, but we should have no, I believe, like, we don't have no right of saying, oh, this is a terrorist organization, terrorist country, and they just want to kill innocent women and children. Like, we didn't do that in 1945. We dropped 2 bombs in cities, knowing what it was going to do. So, I mean, that's not that long ago. There's people who are still alive from that era. So who are we to have this more high ground and standpoint to say, we don't want you to have this weapon because it's going to kill, and that's all you want to do is kill military, not military, but innocent civilians. We bombed innocent civilians. Like, we're the only ones that have ever used that. So why should we be on this moral high ground to say you can't have it, you can't have it, you can't have it, and the ones that do have it, why ain't we at war with them? I mean, North Korea is allegedly this like bad country that, I mean, not too long ago in my lifetime, relatively, like in the past decade, it was a threat with North Korea. Can't have nuclear weapons. We hate Russia. We hate China. We do all these things, but you know what they all have in common? And we've never been there. They got nuclear weapons.
Media like that. So let me start with.
Damn. Yeah. Well said. Well said. Well said. But you know, and again, I'm just raising a point here. Mm-hmm. If you listen to Bibi Netanyahu,
yeah,
vampire, nationalist,
he will say, if he heard your particular commentary, he would say, look, Nick, you know, North Korea, Russia, China, they are not the #1 state sponsor of terrorism around the globe.
Okay.
Iran is.
Yeah.
And the minute that they get their hand on a nuclear weapon, they will be dropping it on us. What do you say to that?
Fight your own shit, man. It's as simple as that. I mean, for them to be, if you're my ally, if you're my boy, and let's say if I see you getting your ass whooped, will I jump in? Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. You're my boy, I gotta help you out. But to be my boy, whatever, and we're cool like that, you would have had to have, we have a relationship, pause, on a manly relationship standpoint to where like, if I need something, you're gonna help me out. If you need something, I got you. But when it becomes a one-sided relationship where all I do is give you my money and support you and you don't give us nothing, it's not a relationship. I'm a hoe and you the pimp. That's all it is. If I see you getting jumped, hey, that's on you, bro. That's on you. You never helped me out. Why would I want to step in to help you out now? And a fight's a fight. If you want to be this big ass nation, this big bad nation, take care of yourself. And I'm not the only one. Even was it Joe Kent, which is a friend. recently left the administration, and now he was talking about the same thing, about we should stop the funding of Israel. I'm all about that. We don't get nothing. I mean, we're talking billions and billions of dollars annually. I forget the exact number, what it is we're giving Israel. It's in the billions. I want to say close to 3.7, 3.9, 4 billion, something like that, annually. I don't see the purpose in it. We don't get nothing from it. All we get is a chance to say, hey, you're our greatest ally, and a bunch of politicians get funded through AIPAC. But fight your own war. That's what I would tell Bibi. Like, yo, do that, man. Handle that yourself. I've been to war in two different places. Iraq and Afghanistan. You know who I didn't see? I didn't see Israelis there. I saw some other people from other nations there, small little units, the Brits, but I didn't see Israelis helping us in this global war on terrorism. If we're about terrorism, you wasn't popping off over there. You wasn't shooting with me when I was in the gym, as unfortunately Rick Ross would say. You wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. And why you want it now? I feel like that. Let Israel take care of their own problems. If that's their issue, hey, you take care of it. I think we should have no part in it. I think America needs a break from combat.
I gotta ask, you said you were bullied as a kid. Everybody does not become a Navy SEAL. Everybody does not become an Army Ranger. What do you have? What did you have that, you know, I think you said something like 80 people started, close to 100 people start, 7 people finish. What is it about you or any of the guys, your brothers, who are going through this grueling process that allow you guys to make it?
For me, it was like a few reasons. I would say 2 or 3 reasons. One, I was just too scared to fail. Like, I would be embarrassed. I told my family, I preached about it my entire school career. I'm not gonna fail. I'm gonna become this Navy SEAL or sniper. And I just didn't want to go back and feel like I failed. That embarrassment of preaching to someone, you know, for 10, 12 years, I'm gonna do this thing, and then you don't do it because I quit. And I guess you could say I kind of enjoyed watching other people fail. Like guys who I thought were stronger than me. They look, you know, pretty much look like football players. Big guys, strong guys, and I'm like, you know, there's no way this guy's gonna quit. So when I would see those guys quit, I would feed off of that. And I don't know, it was like this weird complex of I enjoy watching the weaker people fall out and quit, and me still, you know, be there standing at the end. I was looking forward to that. And the third reason, I was just too dumb to quit. Like, I wanted to quit every day, but I was just too dumb to quit. I would always say, you know, I'll quit tomorrow, or I'll quit in 30 minutes, or I'll quit after this 8 hours worth of push-ups, or 12 mile, 15-mile run. I would always, you know, plan ahead and say, I'm going to quit after that. But after I got done, I was like, you know what? It really wasn't that bad. It was just in that moment, it really was bad and painful. And after the fact, I was like, it wasn't that bad. So I stuck around for another day, another 30 minutes, another evolution of, you know, getting beat down. And after the fact, I was like, it wasn't that bad. It could be worse, you know?
Give me an idea. You know, we hear these stories about these special forces guys, specifically the Navy SEALs in the Hell Week. And they're up for a full week or 5 straight days, and it's just torture on every single level. What's the equivalent in the Army Rangers?
Selection. Like, we don't have a Hell Week where it's 5 days of just being up doing physical activities without sleep. And I don't even think they go the entire 5 days. I think it's like 3 days and some change. But they get weekends off. Like, we didn't have weekends off. Our days were, it was just all one long day. So I would say selection for us was pretty brutal. But like, I'm kind of biased. I respect the SEALs for what they do, but when it comes to like being overseas doing stuff, there's only one unit that outshines Navy SEALs, Green Berets, and Delta Force, all those units. It's the Army Rangers. Like, we're the only unit that's killed and captured more enemy targets, been consecutively deployed the entire duration of the global war on terrorism, no days off. There was never a time a Ranger was not over there. And I'm probably going to piss some SEALs off with it, but no SEAL has ever had to rescue us. Every single time a SEAL has been behind enemy lines and needed some help, they call us to come get them. Marcus Luttrell, the guy from Lone Survivor.
Yep.
We went in to rescue him. Roberts Ridge, early on in the war, RIP, but he ended up passing away. He fell off the helicopter. Rangers had to go in to help them out. I was on a mission with SEAL Team 6, and they needed some assistance getting some guys out, so they called us, and it's for a reason. You know, they're bad dudes too, but we're just real bad.
Okay, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
How much do you weigh?
Right now? Like
How much did you weigh when you were in the service?
155. I hover around that still, like 155, 160.
Okay, I asked you earlier, what is it about you? There's nothing, like, you're clearly tough as nails. You are clearly somebody who has the mental toughness to go through things that most people could not conceive or would not want to or would quit. You're 5'7", 150.
Yeah. I was smaller in high school. Like, my senior year, I didn't weigh 100 pounds. I gained 30 pounds in basic. It was the first time I ever had 3 meals in a day. So I gained 30 pounds there, and another 20 pounds when I was in Ranger Battalion. Like, we ate good.
Got you.
But no, I don't even see myself as being like anything special or anything like that. It's just a mindset of how far, like, I was willing to die in training and, you know, in combat for that matter. Like, when the time came, like, I'll die for it, you know. That's it's just the mindset. Like, once you stare death in its face, or you can smell it, and you know, like, yeah, this is that time to, like, shake death's hand and make that agreement, like, you know what, let's do it. I had that mindset of, you know, like, I did, you know, Ranger selection on 2 fractured tibias and fibias, and before that broke one when I was jumping out of planes, and I looked down one morning and I couldn't see my feet. My calves and my shins were like swollen up so big I couldn't see my feet, and I still did training on that. So it's just, I'm too dumb to quit. And not in a bad way, but some people are just built like that. Like, there's nothing on this planet that's gonna stop me from doing what I want to do, and that's with anything, you know.
Wow. I think you just said something that was very, very revealing as to what it really and truly takes. See, everybody talks that I'm ready to die for something, but not everybody truly means those words. And clearly, when you say I was ready to die, you meant that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. You have to. If you don't believe it, if you don't mean it, then you won't do it. Like, I watched a guy, my second deployment, he went through all the Ranger training and stuff like that too, but the first time we were like in a really good firefight, I watched him curl up in a fetal position right beneath my feet. We were in this vehicle called the Stryker. I was on a machine gun, and I watched this guy huddle down underneath me and was too scared to move. We had rockets bouncing off the ground, exploding in front of us, and we went through all the ammo we had. The helicopters, they went through all the ammo and rockets that they had. So it was a pretty intense firefight. It lasted for a few hours, and I watched him not pull the trigger one time. So it basically, yeah, I guess does come down to a mindset. You can do all the training and stuff like that too, but when the time comes to do the deed, there's a few people who think they can do it, and the other few people who actually will do it, go through with it.
Wow. How long were you in the service?
From 2004 to 2010, and then I did another year in the private military sector for a private military contractor. Like if you've heard of Blackwater, I wasn't Blackwater, I was Triple Canopy. It's
Gotcha.
Yeah, private military.
How many deployments?
Total 6 deployments.
6 deployments. Okay. Let's talk about your first deployment. At this time, you're an Army Ranger?
I was, yep.
You're an Army, but you're not a sniper yet.
No, I started off machine gunner. Well, I started off as an assaulter. My first deployment, I was a machine gunner, and I stayed machine gunner for about 2 years. I had my own little machine gun team. Then I became a designated marksman, and then I became a sniper after that.
Okay, stop there for 1 second, because I want you to walk us through this for a second. You, and I want to talk specifically about your first deployment. You're still green.
Oh, yeah.
We know about the 33 confirmed kills. You never killed anyone at this point.
Oh, my first deployment?
Yes, your first deployment.
Oh, my, no, I did some killing. There was only one deployment I didn't kill anybody.
No. Prior to going into your first deployment.
Oh, got you.
You had never killed anyone at that point?
No.
How old are you?
18.
You're 18 years old, you're green. So help us, because when I envision a deployment, somebody who's never been there, somebody who's never been in a firefight, I think it seems like Charlie Sheen in the movie Platoon.